Hello everyone, my name is Terry Antonello. I am the legal counsel for Peerless Trout First Nation. I am pleased to be here to review the proposed amendments to the Peerless Trout First Nation Trust Agreement, which is dated December 18, 2009. There have been no amendments to the trust agreement since December 18, 2009. However, due to financial losses suffered by the trust, the trustees have decided to make 5 amendments to the trust to prevent these types of losses from happening again. Amendment number 1. The first amendment that I want to discuss is found under Section 4 of the trust, which deals with the application and use of trust property. Section 4 specifies the purposes for which the trust can be used. The objectives of the trustees under Section 4 was to prohibit the use of trust property to provide loans or be used as security or collateral to obtain loans. Therefore, the following sentence is added to subsection 4.1.5. The trustees are strictly prohibited from using the trust property to provide loans or as security or collateral to obtain loans. As a result, the amended subsection 4.1.5 shall read as follows. To invest the trust property as a prudent person would, and the trustees are able to invest with the goal of generating sufficient net income to allow the trustees to meet their responsibilities to PTFN, and subject to distributions of income authorized by the voting beneficiaries in accordance with the terms of Section 6. The trustees are to use reasonable commercial efforts to ensure the value of the capital of the trust property remains at or greater than the real dollar value of 2010. The change, the added sentence, the trustees are strictly prohibited from using the trust property to provide loans or as security or collateral to obtain loans. Amendment number 2. There are references in the trust agreement to majority of the voting beneficiaries in Section 6, which deals with programs and services, and Section 11, which deals with amendments to and acceptance of trust. However, in the trust agreement, majority of the voting beneficiaries is not defined. The trustees wanted to define majority of the voting beneficiaries to eliminate any confusion on what that means. Therefore, in Section 1, which is the definition section, subsection 1.1.21a is added and reads as follows. 1.121a, majority of the voting beneficiaries means A, 50% plus 1 of the voting beneficiaries who cast a ballot in a vote pursuant to Section 6 of the trust agreement who have voted in favor of trust programs and services budget, or B, 50% plus 1 of the voting beneficiaries who cast a ballot in a referendum vote called pursuant to subsection 11.1 of the trust agreement, who have voted in favor to amend the trust agreement. Amendment number 3. Section 11 of the trust agreement deals with amendments to and acceptance of trust. Section 11 prevented the amendment or deletion of Section 11 of the trust agreement. The trustees wanted to be able to amend Section 11 of the trust. Therefore, Section 11.4 was amended by removing amend or, and now Section 11.4 reads as follows. That subsection 11.1.4 be deleted and replaced with the following. 11.1.4 delete this section 11. This will make it clear that future amendments to the trust can include an amendment to section 11. Amendment number 4. The trustees wanted to establish a minimum vote participation in a referendum vote called to amend the trust. Therefore, subsection 11.2 was added and reads as follows. 11.2. In order to be binding, a minimum of 25% of all voting beneficiaries must vote in a referendum vote called to amend the PTFN trust pursuant to subsection 11.1. A figure of 25% was proposed because this keeps in line with the minimum acceptable threshold that was originally required for the TLE settlement agreement vote. Amendment number 5. The trustees also wanted the option to increase the threshold in section 11.2 in circumstances where a significant change to the trust was being proposed and it was in the best interest of the trust to increase the threshold. As a result, it is proposed to amend the trust by adding section 11.3, which reads as follows. 1.3. The trustees by motion may, at their sole discretion, increase the minimum threshold of 25% of the voting beneficiaries stipulated in subsection 11.2, which are required to vote in a referendum vote called to amend the PTFN trust pursuant to subsection 11.1. Thank you for listening to these important amendment changes. I encourage you all to get out and vote.